we're gonna have to keep a tight formation because those flyers are a pain in the dick. Actually, yeah. Damn. Yeah, this armory may not be able to do it. Damn. Bastard's hurt. I think we might be able to do this. Oof, that's not good. Perfect. You just keep attacking the shield bearers and we're golden. Ooh, we fucked. Okay. Might be okay. As long as they don't move again. Let's put a pit there. So if they do come after them, maybe they get trapped in there. We've used so many heals. There we go. Uh-oh. Slowly wearing him down. Got 2 heals left. I think we got it. As long as we don't get screwed by another fear. Like that. Just keep attacking the shield bearers. And all right, next range attack should do it. Our infirmary is not full. Count those as a win. That was a very long fight. Let's get a watchtower up. I guess we're going to go deal with this instead. I have no idea. I've never played tabletop Pathfinder. All right. Little weak there. Beautiful. We got this easy. Okay. Let's head back this way. The crowd of the destitute, sick, and the feeble-minded have arrived in Dresden, and they are asking to be admitted. Their lives are rough, and they have no place where they belong. And they wish to die as heroes, at the very least. But the Crusaders do not wish to fight side by side with these vagrants either. No, I don't think there is. There's one time where I kind of suspected that it would, but I haven't seen anything to indicate that without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, give them work on the home front. These vagabonds are not fit for combat. The supply officers could always use an extra pair of hands. Fate of the Soul Shear. Was not in vain turned evil. His battle hammer was reforged into a glaive named Soul Shear and charmed by a demoness named Onago. Now this weapon is in the Crusaders' hands, and only they can decide whether to use its power. cleanse it. Give it to Sozio. The fall of Staunton Vane is a tragedy and a disgraceful page in the history of the Crusades. The priests have purified this once glorious weapon through prayers and rites. A group of mongrels have arrived in Dresden. The hunters may have been brave in their underground caves, but they have lost their nerve on the surface. They are scared of sunlight and get disoriented by open spaces, and feel perturbed by unfamiliar opponents. Lan asks the commander to be understanding regarding his comrades' anxiety and not to throw them straight into the thick of things. Yeah, sharpshooters. We already have a place for the sharpshooters in our army. Strengthening the chain of command. As events in the world will take an even more dramatic turn as the Crusaders spill more of their own blood, the people of Galarian come to understand how high the stakes truly are in this war. When the war reaches its crucial moment, the commander can issue a final call for recruits, and everyone capable of holding a weapon will answer it. Does that mean that they're going to come now? No. If that's the case, I don't want them now. We're doing fine. Okay, it can only be issued once. Let our main army hang out there for a little bit. I think we've been in here, have we? Maybe we should rest. All right, let's go check this place out.
We'll
Buff
make
up.
things right.
I imagine we're gonna need it. Poison.
Yes. I will help where I can.
Missed me already.
Fear.
beautiful.
Big steps. Also, there's like dungeons underneath the Fort of Dresden. I'm wondering if anything happens down there if you go back there after a while. Might have to check that out.
Let's see what we can do.
Yado. What an honor it is to see you again, Commander. Welcome to the Temple of Delamere the Blessed. As the temple's prior, I offer my greetings. Who are you again? Shepherd boy. That's what they used to call me, but it's not very fitting for a priest, is it? Anything happen after killing the dragon? Yeah. We have a new companion. The turncoat demon. We killed a hag. Killed a bunch of armies. Found the next mystery that we're supposed to solve, the little puzzles. But we don't have the pieces we need to solve it, so we have to come back to it. I'm from a village near Lastwall. I've always been drawn to Aristil, even as a child. A cleric by the name of Jot once passed through our village, a kind old man. He looked me in the eye, a silly little kid, and he said, I see you're going to serve Aristil just like myself. And so I did. When I heard about your crusade, I set out to join it, just like my heart was telling me to. At first I served as a novice under the venerable Rathamus. But now he's gone, and I've been left on my own. Rathamus and I marched on Dresden with your forces. We fought in your host, and when the demons were driven out, I came here. This temple is centuries old. Aristil's worshippers would have come here in their hundreds in the past. But even now, we get the odd pilgrim wandering in. That's why I think it was in the hundreds. We get the odd pilgrim wandering in. That's why I wanted to take over this temple. Someone ought to take care of this sacred place. I want to know more about this temple and everything connected to it. Where do I begin? This temple is dedicated to Delamere. Oh, I mean, of course it's the Temple of Aristil, but Delamere was the prior of this temple. I mean, no, I am the prior of this temple, and she is like its blessed mother superior, patroness. What's it like to be a prior? Oh, it's terrifying. I live here alone, you see. People travel a great distance to come here, but I've been given an important task. Here in the Whirlwind, these temples are needed more than ever, so that people don't lose their faith. That doesn't stop my legs from shaking in terror. When I think of my teacher, Rathamus, rest his soul, I just feel like running away. I swear I could have run long ago. One thing keeps me here. Aristil would not have granted me these spells for no reason. I cannot let him down. Or the people. Can't let them down either. You say you're a coward, but you're in no hurry to leave this place. Even though nobody's keeping you here. I know from experience how scary it is to be alone, surrounded by strangers. You're not as weak as you think you are. You're stronger than most. Don't worry. We'll destroy the demons, every last one of them. We have faith in you, Commander. We'll show him who's the biggest turnip in this field. What? Tell me about Delamere. She lived in these parts back when Sarcophagus was still standing. She was a priestess of Aristil, and the Kellids deeply respected her for her hard nature and her unshakable faith. Aristil blessed her with various wonders, and the common folk knew that she would stand up for them. Delamere did not like city life. She said cities encouraged vile deeds and corruption of the soul. She said that people ought to live in small clans where everyone knows everyone, where everyone is kin, and where everyone has a duty to the rest. You can't hide your sins in a village. In a village, everyone knows what kind of person you are. She had a revelation, and she would travel around the villages and see how many people lived there. If any settlement had more than 53 souls, she drove out all the rest and told them to settle elsewhere, because otherwise the villages would have grown and turned into little towns. Her methods were harsh, of course, and people still listened to her, because Aristil himself was on her side. She had an edge to her. She single-handedly chased off whole bands of marauders that harassed villagers. And after she died, this temple was built in her honor, the place where Aristil gifted her with his relics. They say that it was here that a white stag emerged from the forest and spoke to her in a human voice, telling her that she should hunt it because it was the will of her lord. Delamere tracked that stag for 3 days and 3 nights through the forest. When she ran it to ground, she made its antlers into a bow and its hide into armor. That bow never misses, and Aristil himself blessed that armor so it repels the strikes of enemies. She was wise, more than wise, and her temple has been entrusted to me, who was a mere shepherd boy not long ago. They say Delamere looked after animals herself in her youth, and look at all she accomplished. Want to know more about Aristil's teachings? We learned a lot about Aristil, a stag and hunter. It's the commoners, like the farmers, the hunters, the gatherers. Like, it's the god of those people. We know this. Anything suspicious in this area? Nope. Everything's quiet around here. There's nothing going on in this temple, that's for sure. Pilgrims have said there's a dragon flying around this area. Not anymore. Snatching up travelers. And others say there's just a rumor. Why are you stuttering? That's my job. Things are quiet here in my temple. Have you heard about my new powers? Strange things, very strange. You seem to play tricks again and again, but your tricks somehow become the truth. Your laughter carries more weight than the shouts and commands of other commanders. You're not waging war, you're playing. But at the same time, anyone who treats everything seriously finds themselves defenseless before you, like a child. What are you, Commander? Our lucky talisman? Our impossible chance at victory? Our hope against despair? Or is the entire crusade, this whole war, just one big joke to you? And when the time comes for the punchline, you'll be laughing at the demons and us. Need the services of a cleric. Yep, there's the other half of the pair. Here we go. Ring of Pyromania. Okay. Coin of Protection. Interesting. All right. We can offload some stuff to him. don't think I have anyone who can use these. Yes, I did get the one that the dragon dropped. Mm-hmm. Why I wanted to buy it from this guy. And we left. We're leaving with more money than we came here. So, give one to him and one to...
Got this one.
Don't go in there. I beg you, don't touch that door. Where does it lead? What door? The one that just opened, you doorknob? Ah, the door. It leads to the cellar. There's nothing interesting behind that door. You're a terrible liar. Speak the truth before I lose my temper. There's no secret. Leave me alone, please. A pathetic spectacle. Do not stain your soul with false oaths. You're better than that. You are above such things. You were given powers by one of the wisest, most just gods in Galarian for a reason. You must see that we are your friends, the commander and I, in whose vein flows the blood of the Celestials. Who can you trust if not us? It's all Xandra. Benedra. She's a witch. She came here one night, threatened to torture me, and demanded that I let her into the crypt. She said that her friends would be coming here sometimes. And then she placed a curse on me. If I allow anyone other than the initiated servants of Baphomet into the crypt without her permission, a brood of rats will appear in my stomach, and they'll gnaw me inside out. Well, I guess you're gonna die. But I want to live. I'm no warrior. I'm a humble shepherd, and I've never said a word to anyone. They go in there and do things. They whisper. I'm afraid to go in. You can't go in. There's no one in there now anyway. Zenedra hasn't been here for many days. And Era's still willing. She won't come again, said Witch. Darren listens to the cleric's stuttering speech with a sympathetic smile, but his lips twitch as though fighting the urge to curve into a smirk that is far less kind. After the boy finishes, Darren heaves a theatrically sad smile, then turns and speaks sotto voce. The first part of my persuasive speech I stole from my dear cousin. The middle I took from Prelate Halloran's sermons, and would you believe it? It worked. I do not know which I would prefer more, to string the little whelp along some more, or force my way into that crypt to see if the witch curse is true. I don't know who this Zenedra is, but I'd really like to get my hands on her and have a chat. Or maybe I just reach for my weapon right away. It speaks a language all its own. But a quick death is too good for a cultist scum like her. After all the fear and torment and pain they put people through, stay strong, kid. You're not alone. You have allies and your faith. Want to go in the crypt? I have the key. What right do you have? Requires the trickster path. No one but except the initiated servants of Baphomet can enter the crypt. Well, then initiate me. You're a cleric after all, and the shrine of Baphomet is your temple. Is in your temple. Make me one of your flock. But I'm not a true Baphomet. True priest of Baphomet. But you're right. I technically am serving him. And this shrine is in my keeping. You think it'll work? And you can kill her the next time she comes, and the curse will be broken. I don't know how this is done. Do you trust in your Lord Baphomet? Do you have faith in his protection? Do you invoke his patronage? I'm not sure. I don't think it worked. Maybe we shouldn't test it, please.
Is that a trap?
Ooh. Trap, huh? Trying to kill me, kid?
Can't hide from me.
Elven notes. They really need to give a seizure warning because of that book. Photosensitivity warnings.
Here we go. All right.
What's wrong with looting a temple, right? I mean, we're essentially a demigod ourselves, so. Ultimate Predator. Okay. +2 attack for our horsey. Which ones we have on is what gives us AoE. Okay. This is on. Yeah. I think this is better.
Is that treasure?
Looks like treasure.
All right.
Finian Dismar. Really? First stage of the testing process was a success. Specimen 367, Finian Dismar, turned into a sword on command. The sword possesses sufficient sharpness and ability to adjust the wielder's strike. Beheaded a crusader with a single blow. Clean cut. The blade is undamaged. Specimen makes unwanted noises resembling weeping. No reaction to threats. I haven't talked to Indian in a while. Found the cultist report on their test. They say were used to kill crusaders. What? Must have the wrong guy. I've never been friends with cultists. I would have remembered something like that. Maybe they caught some other Pathfinder and bent him to their will. Not me. I would have remembered. Wouldn't lie to you. I would have remembered. Okay then. Alright, time to see if this boy's gonna die when we go downstairs. See if the initiation worked. Bloody remains of a person lie out in plain view. There were marks on the bones left by gnawing teeth, some of them human. Mira's 3 days old. What a happy day. Strong enough to hold a quill again, I can write of my joy. My prayers have been answered at last. I prayed desperately for many years to the goddesses of beauty and fertility, but they only responded with silence. Mother Lamashtu alone answered my prayers. Finally, Mira was born. It was difficult for me to bear her for 9 months, but looking into her golden eyes and seeing her pretty smile, I realized that all the hardships were worth it, and all the horrible rituals I wished I could forget. Such a pity that my husband didn't live to see this day. Mira is 6 months old. The wet nurse refused to feed her. She said the baby bit her breast too hard and sucked out the blood. What nonsense. True, my little girl was born with teeth. But that doesn't make her a bloodsucker. She's my angel, and I'm sure the humps on her back will soon develop into little wings. Mira is 5 years old. Mira's 5, but I still breastfeed her. She just won't let go of me. I'm the only one who can bear her little teeth. The servants leave us one after another. Say they're frightened by rustling in the night, and that the girls discover bite marks and bruises on their arms and legs in the morning. The housekeeper was the last to leave. Said she woke up at night to the sound of scratching up above the ceiling. She swears she looked up and saw Mira crawling across the ceiling. She shows me claw marks on the wood, too. But of course I told her it was all ridiculous. My baby sleeps blissfully at night. But the silly woman packed her things nonetheless. Mira's 5.5. Mira loves me so much it's impossible to pull her away from my breast. It worries me that she doesn't want to eat vegetables. The cook complains the little girl sneaks into the kitchen and snatches pieces of raw meat right out of her hands. My poor girl, no one wants to be friends with her. That's why she plays such strange games. Mira is 6. The cook has vanished. She probably ran away in secret. Mira slept all day. Her little tummy is so bloated, and I'm afraid she might have contracted an illness from uncooked meat. No, that's not what it was. 6 in 1 month. I found what was left from the cook in the compost pile. I don't know what kind of animal chewed off her breast and ripped chunks of meat from her stomach. A wolf, perhaps? A rabid dog? Absent-minded, I didn't hear Mira come close. She laughed joyously, pointing her little finger at the rotting remains. The child's innocence. She didn't even realize what she was looking at. This may be the last thing I write in my life. My milk is not enough for Mira anymore. She wants more from me. And the wounds from her little teeth get deeper and deeper. Now I understand what happened to the cook. I am afraid, but I am her mother. I must be strong and give my child everything I can. Mira is near. I can hear her crystal laughter. Great Mother Lamashtu, I beg you, care for her when I'm gone. She has no one but us. Faint depiction of a bull's head drawn in blood. Glory be to Baphomet, Lord of the Ivory Labyrinth, unbridled consort of Lamashtu, father of the Horned Brood. Connive, maul, rut, build labyrinths of lies in his honor. This is the will of the chosen priestess, Zenedra. Yeah, very slow, mother. Parents sometimes just don't want to see the negative of what their children are or will become.
I can handle it.
Burial rites fulfill several functions. They mitigate the psychological strain of parting with the deceased and neutralize a source of disease-causing miasmas. And they suppress the spread of cannibalistic and necrophiliac acts. and society at large. There are many ways of disposing of a corpse: burning, dissolution, and harsh chemicals, ingestion by all members of the community. But by far the most popular method is burial. A grave protects the corpse against carrion eaters, serves as a place of remembrance, proclaims the merits of the deceased, and of special importance. When all safety measures are taken, the grave burial prevents the deceased from coming back and visiting their still living relatives. And explain all the undead and zombies like coming out of the ground. We went to a cemetery and they crawled out from underneath. No, you burned the bodies. Come on, people. The commander examines the stone sarcophagus resting in the crypt of the Temple of Aristil. It was used as a feasting table for demons until very recently. Bones are scattered across the stone atop the sarcophagus. Some are easily identified as human finger bones. Human eyeball floats unappeasingly in a clay bowl, and next to it lies a half-gnawed rib cage. The commander decides to examine the symbols. At first, the symbols are unfamiliar to the commander, but his eyes soon find on a familiar combination of letters. Delamere. This is the name the cleric Cayado mentioned in his conversation with the commander. The sarcophagus undoubtedly contains the body of the priestess of Aristil, Delamere the Blessed. It is unlikely that the young cleric could have read this inscription, written as it is in such an ancient tongue. However, the information that Cayado provided is enough to help the commander unravel the mystery. On the lid of the sarcophagus, the symbols form a circle. The commander notices that the seemingly solid slab is actually composed of several pieces in this spot. The hairline joints between the fragments are almost impossible to see. In Sarcophagus, there existed a funeral tradition in which the priestess would place magic seals such as this on tombs. The symbols on the seal are threatening. I guard the eternal sleep of Delamere, cursed by any who dare destroy me. The commander. Spells on the seal can probably be broken. After several attempts, Drast managed to break through the spells placed on the sarcophagus. The symbols on the stone seal begin to glow. With a click, the seal crumbles into pieces and the lid of the sarcophagus slides open. Inside the sarcophagus lie the remains of a female archer. The bones are held together by leather armor covered in the same symbols as those on the sarcophagus. The skeleton's hands are clutching an impressive bow made from an antler. Surprisingly, there's no unpleasant smell from the remains. The commander, the evil lich. Oh, so I guess the lich path, you can bring her back from the dead. Take the relics from the sarcophagus. Suddenly, the commander feels a rush of fresh air out of a place in the cellar. It carries the scent of rain, the sound of a dense forest, the mighty roar of a mountain river. The commander's body is overflowing with power, and the bow seems to yearn to be in his hands, now suffused with an overabundance of strength. The strange sensation passes, leaving behind only pleasant freshness. She's a good companion? Oh, I'm sure. Delamere's bow. Right. I mean, it's not that good. Better armor. Really not of any use to me. So, let's reload it. We'll move the remains to Dresden, probably. Yeah. The body resting in the sarcophagus looks majestic and not at all off-putting. It's easy to imagine how Delamere looked when she was alive. A regal woman with a proud chin, broad shoulders, and the strong arms of an archer. Her appearance would have garnered people's trust, and even in her death, they came to here to worship her. The more will come to Dresden now to pay homage to her in her new resting place. Yeah. But it seems like we might be able to draw people to Dresden, which might make our army better. Antler of monstrous proportions set in steel. The beast to which it belonged must have been as large as a house.
Beautiful.
I'm more interested in useful. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's not dead. Siri 83, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I've decided to move Delamere's relics to Dresden. That is wise. May the pilgrims and Aristole's faithful have a chance to behold Delamere the Blessed. Wait a second. You're taking away the relics and I'm staying here to guard an empty, cursed cellar that no one must enter because otherwise I'll die? But how am I to live? Pilgrims will still come here now, albeit rarely. If you take the relics away, no one in their right mind will come here. Only homeless wanderers. What will I do then? Go to Dresden? Yeah, leave him here. Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
Hi. What's that? Bones. Alright, to the exit. Alright, back to Dresden. But before we go in, let's see. Oof. Damn. That might be be rough, but see if we can handle that army. Might not have been the best idea to bring that one over here. Yeah. Okay, good hit. Not ideal. Big hit. You might be okay. Lose a little bit of troops, but not too bad. Oof. Wear them down so they're not doing as much damage to them. It's a little bit more manageable. I need to get some more of these. Or these guys, they hit hard. What are the Hedge Knights? Yeah. Beautiful. Hedge Knights and the Hell Knights, they just do so much damage. We lost 29 of our champions. Treasure found. Stone of Ghostly Pathways. Another relic. Okay. So far, so good. All right. How much money do you have now? I think about 135K. More Inquisitors. Some rogues. Yeah. We'll fall back. Dresden and resupply our armies. Make them stronger. So we're starting to run into stronger demon armies. Yes, you can rename the armies, which I've done to my main two armies. Main army and my auxiliary army. These are just like reinforcement armies. And my scouts. Just got a weak little unit to scout out areas. Doesn't actually do any fighting. Okay. Skip a day. Eh. Really not interested in getting slingers. Okay. Need to get more marksmen. Those are inquisitors. Yeah, you can build up settlements, not to the extent of the last game. Basically, you can build things that buff things that you've built in your main, in Dresden, in the main fortress. So, like, build an archer. So, that was a garrison. Garrison archery. Actually. Garrison archery range increases recruitment growth for the main archery range, which is back in Dresden, by 25%. So it helps with recruitment. And unlike the last game, unlike Kingmaker, you don't have to worry about like getting certain bonuses for being adjacent to something else. You don't have to worry about any of that. You can just plop it down. Haven't built anything here. I've been slacking on that aspect, as you can see. Let's see, stone maze. I've been capturing more forts than I could build up at the time. I think we're out of resources now. Out of materials, which we should be able to buy with our ample amount of money. And more stuff. Hopefully we get more hedge knights, because I really like those. Here. Yeah, I think that's what it means. That 25% more are available to be recruited. I've already done that one. Did that one. All right, I think we're good. Maybe this one. Recruitment growth. So, yeah, the way I understand it is it's 25% more show up for recruitment. And actually, I don't think I have a stables. No wonder. All right. That's main barracks, main archery range. That explains a lot. Smithy. We already have a hospital. It's once a week. So once a week, this will be replenished, and you'll be able to recruit whatever shows up here. And these are the mercenaries that you can hire. Quick save that. Enter. Enter. Oh, we're in the wrong. Enter. Anything different there? I don't think anything will be different with this guy, but let's see if he says anything. It's time to crown you. Oh, right. Now you're talking. Said it was about time. Well, my friends, Sarcophagus has long been suffering under demonic oppression without a lawful king. But the king has returned. Some of you don't know, I'm Thaberdine Quintessimus Urophantal the First. Huzzah for me. Don't just stand there, go on, clap. Thank you, my friends. When I regain the throne, I won't forget you. And now, let's hear it for our dear commander, the hero who took Dresden back from the demons, and who will soon take back Eyes. And all the rest of Sarcophagus. Everything will be taken back. Well, I think he's earned the honor of putting the crown on my royal head. Pronounce you king of Sarcophagus. Finally, my dream has come true. Hail, Sarcophagus, rejoice even, the king has returned. The whole tavern greets the king with cheers and toasts. Okay. Guess we have to wait for more things to unfold. To run all the way back. Well, we do have a new companion, so we can go talk to her. Arushile. See if he has anything new to say since we killed his boy. Oh. Listen to an old man. What you're doing is very wrong. Your powers will do you no good. Agree to disagree? Nope, nothing new with Ember. Ember is still my favorite character. Favorite companion. Though Camilla is kind of grown on me with the whole discovering what's going on with her. Let's see if this one's going to be just as interesting. All right. We're being attacked by demons with unusual powers. Do you know anything about them? Back in Alushanara, there were rumors about terrible experiments that Baphomet and Daskari performed on their troops to make them stronger. Here on the material plane, these rumors were embellished with lots of details. Some say the demons undergo rituals acquired from Zan Kuthan. Others say they feed on the blood of angels, or I don't even know how to say that. or demon lords. Others say that there are no experiments and Baphomet is just bringing back fighters from the future in which demons have already taken all of Galarian. Is there a grain of truth to any of these ramblings? There's no way to know. Naturally, none of these rumors give any indication where these demons come from. Sorry, I can't help. The only thing that's clear is that the lowly fighters in the army of the Abyss are as puzzled by this as we are. What are you doing? I'm watching. I'm listening to their conversations, studying their faces. I'm trying to understand what they truly are. Don't you think you're being a little creepy? What? Really? Why? I don't mean any harm. Why do you like to watch people? You know, when in my old life, I thought I knew everything about them. I was a master of seduction after all. I knew how to tempt a mortal into doing anything I required. I could trap them in a lie, or lie myself and never get caught. It's disgusting to remember, but that was my life before for many centuries. Now I see I knew nothing. A demon warrior probably also considers himself an expert on mortals because he's killed so many of them. He certainly knows where to thrust the spear for a quick death, and where to thrust it for a long and painful one. And he thinks that's enough. My knowledge, he was of the same kind. I ruined many mortals without learning the first thing about them. Now I'll watch them to understand them. This won't give my victims back their lives, of course, but still, by growing closer to these mortals, it's like I'm paying back some part of my debt to my victims' memories. Have you learned anything new about mortals? They love cats. Erishilu speaks in a very serious manner, as if sharing an important scientific discovery with you. But then, a moment later, she smiles to give the joke away. Seriously, have your observations of humans led to anything? I wouldn't draw any rash conclusions. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I've understood one thing. Succubi have a saying. Mortals always lie. If a mortal isn't talking, it means she's busy lying to herself. But now I see this isn't true. You mortals aren't liars, you're dreamers. Each of you create a huge daydream for yourself, and everyone you share your life with. This isn't exactly a lie, because the daydream is your truth. Interesting way to look at it. Tell me about yourself. I'm afraid you won't like what I'm going to tell you. Where did Succubi come from, and did you have a childhood? No? Well, yes. In brief, the Abyss is nothing like the mortal world. You remember life since conception. No, wait, you don't remember that part, do you? But certainly, you know everything since birth. We do not. Normally, when a human dies, the Lady of Graves decides which plane they go to. Most often, those who arrive in the Abyss turn into larvae. You know, the little worms that no one notices until you step on them. They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other, and the strongest ones turn into demons. I don't know how that transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them, like caterpillars out of butterflies. No, wait, that's the other way. It's the other way around. Or maybe greater demons sculpt us out of, like so much clay. I don't know what happened to the larvae that they used to make me. In my own memory, it begins with vague, fragmentary images. Terrors, executions, orgies. I remember some poor lad half gnawed by the larvae. He was crying and begging to be killed, and I pointed at him and laughed and said I wouldn't. Desna, forgive me. I'm so ashamed. How did you end up turning against the Abyss? Temptation. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important, but it's boring and unpleasant. And all that's enjoyable and tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of kind gods often think so, do they not? You have no idea how easy that makes the role of a temptress. Well, it was my great fortune to discover that it's not always like that. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. As you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare their greatest moments to dreams. So I decided it would be interesting to see it for myself. And while I was at it, forgive me, goddess, to mock Desna. This priestess lay in my arms, dying of my kiss. I remember every smallest detail. cold sweat on her skin, that her eyes rolled back into her head, her weak whisper. It's so difficult to recount. Well, I dove into her mind to see what mortal dreams were like, but the goddess saw me in her realm, and it turned out I remained there far longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? As a punishment, she gave me mercy. I often think, why me? She could have easily blown me away like smoke with a flick of her finger. The gods rarely trouble themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less so with demons. But for reasons of her own, she paid me special attention. She awoke in me memories of the sinners whose souls were used to create me, all those humans. I knew nothing of them until Desna showed me. Each of them had their own dreams, and a world without pity trampled each of them and placed them on a path that led to the abyss. Their memories, all their hopes and pain. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk about this. The most important thing I realized was that every mortal is a little world of hopes and dreams. That although I might be a succubus, I didn't have to live forever with those beastly, boring pleasures and tortures of the abyss. I can be free. I can be myself. If only I can understand who I am. Don't know who you are? What of you? Do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Before returning me to the mortal realm, Desna whispered something to me. I can still hear her words. She asked me, "And what do you dream of?" And I don't know. I still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversion, my sins were all I was. A ball of desire without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desires for sex, flattery, and food. I can relate. But now I have me, and it's amazing but so complicated. What did you do after Desna converted you? I traveled. In the beginning, I thought it was wise to keep away from demons and their temptations, run off to Absalom, and perhaps even further to another plane. But then I realized I didn't deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me. It called, tempted me, seducing. If I ran away, I would soon return to my old habits. That's why I came here to join the war. To remember who my enemy is, to defeat the demons. Not just for the mortal world, but for myself as well. Because if I don't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. You can't say something like that with a kappa. Come on. Get 'em, girls. Sorry. I'm a wonderful liar. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy and regularly reported back to the priest of Desna whatever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity from them as well. I would never have been caught, but when I learned that Dascari was planning an attack on Canabras, there was no time for caution. I risked everything to warn you and paid my freedom. Amazing. The anarchy of the abyss was slavery for you, but you found freedom in the army. I'm not exactly marching in the infantry. Your operations bear little resemblance to a battle by the laws of warfare. So do you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be impudent. I'm grateful to her, but I try not to trouble her with my prayers. I ask you a personal question, the kind of question a mortal might ask a succubus. You want to talk about sex? Shayla looks you in the eye. Ask me anything, and I'll not keep secrets from you. Don't expect to hear anything light-hearted or pleasant. The kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just a kiss. Any caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals. There's nothing I can do about it. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness and violence is violence. I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. Ah, my ex-wife. I just hope my observations of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn as promiscuity. To me, it all looks like something amazingly human. Wait, you mean you don't just watch people during the day out in the street? Well, I never touch anyone, I never harm anyone. I just watch and listen. Is that bad? No, it's not bad, just don't get caught. I can promise you that. What's sex between demons like? Everything demons do is sort of cannibalism. Each devours mortals and other demons in their own way. Some enjoy literally tearing off pieces of flesh with their teeth. Others like to subdue and to turn their prey into slaves and living tools. Some feed on others' humiliations. It comes in different forms, but the essence is always the same. Another being is an object to be used for your own pleasure. Demon sex doesn't differ from any other type of violence. In my former life, I was something I did to others, or others did to me. Only one person ever received pleasure, not the other. You still feel desire. You see, on one hand, my succubus nature remains with me. I feel the desire I feel is the one from my old life. When I look at any mortal, I immediately imagine how that feeling, that desire, it's not what mortals feel. When you like someone, you don't ponder how good it would be to drink their soul, do you? It depends. How many drinks I've had. You think about how good it would feel to be together. Together, you see. You know how to want someone. And at the same time, not want to destroy them. For me, it's always one and the same. You know, a drop of vital energy is a small price to pay for your kiss. Don't joke like that. For me, it's not a joke at all. Just be careful not to touch, exactly. I'm not kidding. I can easily spare a bit of vital essence for the sake of a kiss. Shaylee's cheeks blush faintly. Her lips open a little and she wets them with the tip of her tongue. Sighing deeply, she answers with an apparent effort. I never want to feel such pleasure again. Not with anyone ever. If I kiss anyone, I want to be sure that the kiss brings us both pleasure, not pain. I should like to kiss someone again, but only as a mortal, not as a demon. Fair enough. Tell me about your life in the Abyss. I can't tell you about all of the Abyss. I've only seen a small part. If you like, I can tell you about the Midnight Isles. Nalushanira. Tell me about the Midnight Isles. In the ocean of Ishiar, not far from the mouth of the river Styx, there's a chain of islands. This is the realm of Nocticula, queen of the succubi. There is no sun there, only a moonlit night alternating with a moonless one. Each of the islands is one of Nocticula's trophies, the remains of a powerful entity that perished at her hands. As you see, you cannot take a step in the Abyss without treading on corpses. Alushanira? The Porphyry City is Nocticula's capital. There's no city like it in the mortal world. Absalom is a village in comparison. Millions, I don't exaggerate, millions of demons and mortals live there. Some come voluntarily, not only from Galarian, but other planes as well. Nocticula keeps an open boundary, and enjoys having many guests, merchants, and travelers in the city. Some arrive in chains. The slave trade is the most thriving business in the city. From afar, the city may seem a merry place. Many of its dwellers do enjoy themselves. until it's their turn to become someone else's toy. It's a city of suffering, Drast, of cheerful, festive torments that everyone in the city inflicts on those around them. What are some places of interest? The heart of the business quarter is the flesh markets, where the slave trade takes place. I grew up in the mansion of Lady Alexia. Her house is always full of guests, doing their best to entertain her. Those whose performance is not to her liking risk remaining at her house forever. The main attraction of the succubi city is, of course, the brothels. The 10,000 delights. I need not tell you what they offer. If you can imagine it, someone's selling it. Not far from there, you can find the Harem of Ardent Dreams. It serves as a sort of city hall. Shamira, Nocticula's right hand and mayor of Alushinera, I'm not good at pronouncing these, receives her visitors there. For those who prefer bloodier sport, there are many arenas in the city. Most famous of them is Battle Bliss. Battles run continuously, without breaks and without rules. It doesn't matter what trickery you use to win. It only matters how much fun the crowd is having. And above it all towers the House of Silken Shadows, Nocticula's palace. Hundreds, thousands of towers and domes adorned with jewels. There are legends of what happens inside. Many have striven to experience the delights of the succubi queen's palace, forgetting that it was built for her pleasure, not theirs. What can you tell me about Nocticula? She's called the Lady in Shadow. They say that she was the first succubus. She's far from the most powerful of the demon lords, but this hasn't kept her from being the ruin of many creatures significantly more powerful than herself, even building her kingdom upon their bones. They say that like Lamashtu, she strives to turn herself from a demon lord into a true goddess. She enjoys killing, but her favorite tools are seduction and deception. She only stoops to crude violence when there are no other games to play, and even she backstabs from the shadows. Her favorite weapon is a crossbow, though a silk garrote would suit her better. If you should ever meet her, do not believe a word she says. Do not fall for her provocations. Do not try to beat her at her own game. And most importantly, remember, the worst mistake anyone can make is to underestimate her. What do you think of the powers I gave you? Great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. I certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide that you're a god, and the mortals are your toys. Perhaps I should wait until after we defeat the forces of the Abyss. But that's precisely what these powers are for. You take a great risk. I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. Hard enough as it is. I will be watching you. Do you like silence? I used to talk a lot before, and all of it was a lie. My words ruined so much. I like silence much more now. Okay. Have a go in Ridian. Yeah, starting tomorrow, not tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be our last stream before I go out of town. But yeah, we're going, the family and I are going out of town for several days. So we won't have another stream after tomorrow's until Monday, I believe. Yeah, have to spend time with the in-laws. Just wait till I impose that upon you. Probably shouldn't have come to you officially, like to an audience, but this is the only way to catch you these days. I wanted to ask, would you like to go shopping with me? The fuck? It's probably not right to distract the Knight Commander with such trifles, but I thought I should drag you out for a walk. I haven't enjoyed a moment's peace since we met. You've either been saving Canabras or marching on Dresden. Besides, I desperately need advice. I'm going to buy a present, and I know nothing about fancy jewelry. Who are you buying the present for? For Elin and his bride. After that story at the camp when Curl stole the ring from us and summoned the demons, Elin and I both overreacted and said some things we shouldn't have. He apologized to me, but I haven't really apologized to him. I want to buy him a ring to replace the one that was stolen. There's a new jewelry shop in Dresden, owned by Sunheim. Same jeweler who made the first ring. Okay. Meet you at the jewelry shop. The arrival of the Order of the Flaming Lance. Reinforcements. Nice. Okay. Did we just do this? Okay. Let's create a hard save here. It's been a while.